I'm going to go straight to my colleague Amandeep before I go across to our panelists on the burning question this evening. Amandeep is live from the residence of the Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar. Sonali Phogat's family has just arrived there. Speculation over whether they will seek a CBI investigation. Is that going to happen? Amandeep.
Well, absolutely. This is the only demand that family has came with here at Haryana Chief Minister's residence. And in fact, they are demanding to transfer this case to CBI just because now this stuck into the jurisdiction of Goa. And in fact, the family is smelling a larger conspiracy behind the murder of Sonali Phogat. And family including daughter, sister, two brothers and brother-in-law. They all five are here to meet Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar with one single demand, just because the similar demand has been raised before the Goa police as well as the Goa government also, that this case is not stuck to two arrests. And in fact, there is a larger conspiracy behind this entire murder of Sonali Phogat, and that conspiracy should be exposed. And that is the reason, though Haryana Chief Minister has already spoken to the Goa Chief Minister regarding the case, but now it might be a formal communication that Haryana Chief Minister might write a letter to Goa Chief Minister with a request to hand over this case to the CBI. Just because the family is having only single demand, justice to the family, and even hand over this entire case to CBI. Though Haryana Home Secretary has already arrived here before the family arrives, and in fact that is a clear-cut indication that Haryana Chief Minister is taking all kind of advice that what the Haryana government and Haryana police can do and how they can intervene into this entire case. But let's wait and watch, just because the family has just entered at the residence of Haryana Chief Minister and meeting has just begun, and in fact the family has one demand. And what would be the response of Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar to the query of the family? And in fact, either he will write to the centre for the CBI investigation, or Manohar Lal Khattar will request to the Goa counterpart to hand over this case to the Central Bureau of Investigation, so that the entire truth and entire conspiracy should be revealed. Yes.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. In fact, those questions continue to remain. They continue to remain, and we have more questions actually today after we heard that audio tape, and then there was a video that emerged 5 days after she was found dead, perhaps murdered. Let me introduce our panelists this evening. Raman Malik, leader of the BJP, joining us live from Delhi. Mamta Kale, political analyst, joining us live from Delhi. Savio Rodriguez, chief editor, Goa Chronicle, joining us live from Goa. Francisco Sardinia, who's a parliamentarian of the Congress party, joining us live from Goa this evening, along with Vijai Sardesai, former Deputy Chief Minister of Goa, MLA President of the Goa Forward Party. Mr. Sardesai, the family even now, in fact, you know, we've been hearing from, I wouldn't say everybody in the BJP, but some in the BJP that the family is convinced, etc., but they're not. They're saying there's much more to this. Even today, in fact, you know, Tuesday the body is found. Wednesday they write a letter saying that she was being poisoned, right? Audio recordings were available. The CCTV was available, I'm sure, on Tuesday. So why is it that until Thursday evening, there was no charge of murder added, nothing of the sort mentioned? Cardiac arrest was the prevalent theory until Thursday evening. Now, this video comes out today, and if this video was available on Tuesday, it's crystal clear. And the family is saying even now something is being hidden. Vijay Sardesai.
See, the fact of the matter is that on 23rd at 4:27 a.m., CCTV shows that she was at Curly's. Curly's is not a library. It is a infamous bar. And at 8 a.m. there is a breaking news on the national media about her death. Immediately afterwards, it's not an authority, but the Chief Minister of Goa, none other than the Chief Minister of Goa, who says it's a cardiac arrest. Police, although they have registered a case of unnatural death, they are quiet, because the signals emanating from the Chief Minister, even subsequent after 24th August cabinet meeting is held, he repeats that it's a cardiac arrest. On 25th August, the post-mortem reveals that there are blunt injuries found. Also, subsequent reports emanate that it is MDMA, which is ecstasy, that was added in. And she was staying at the Grand Leone resort at Bagator, which suddenly goes in for renovation. A 4 or 5 year old resort doesn't go for renovation in Goa. But this goes. I'm not convinced that the Goa police does not know their job. The Goa police knows their job, but they are getting clear-cut signals from the chief minister.
Yesterday when we were there,
Mr.
Sardesai, we were told, and in fact we were reporting, I'm adding to what you're saying, we were there, we were reporting from there. Yeah. Some of them who were working / living there, close to that hotel, said the hotel was completely fine and the renovation is happening now. Okay?
Yes.
But there are some who want us to believe that the renovation is happening for a long time. Why would they do that?
No, and if the renovation was happening, how would they accept guests? Renovation and accepting guests don't happen simultaneously. So there is a clear hush, there is an attempt to hush up this case, and the attempt begins from the chief minister himself. That when the internet was abuzz with reports of foul play, the chief minister went and jumped the gun and said it was the cardiac arrest. So this is a reflection of the sad state of affairs that is happening in Goa. Drugs are being sold with political patronage and with bribery, and this government has also gone on record in the past for having wanted to legalize marijuana, which is ganja. Only after we did an issue, they actually withdrew. A recent incident where a Hyderabad student has died of drug overdose. Police have traced the origins of the drugs to Goa. So Goa has become a heaven for drug peddlers. Peddlers are caught, but the supply chain is not affected because supply chain has got political backing, has got bribed, but they bribe the people in power. And unfortunately, even the Women Commission is silent when there are crimes happening against women. And unfortunate that the crime has happened this time against the ruling party's own leader. Earlier, the tourists used to pop dead in Goa, and we got a bad name. Today, the diaspora is asking me, how come the ruling party's own members are dying and the Women Commission is silent? The ruling party's leadership, the women leadership is silent. And the chief minister a few days ago was lecturing the media. I'm thankful that the Republic TV is taking up this issue, because the chief minister a few days ago has lectured the media not to give coverage for negative image. So he has been pressurizing the police, he's pressurizing the media, and my only question is, why should the chief minister not be investigated now? And who is going to investigate him? Do you think the CBI is going to interrogate a sitting home minister of a state, that to a ruling party state? So the only demand now from my side is that the chief minister should at least step down as the home minister of the state. Without this, there cannot be a free and a fair probe into this. This hushing up and the cover up will continue. Each day you will get new CCTV footage. All this footage was available. It was in the domain, and the police knew the protocol how to investigate. They have been intentionally not investigating because they have got direction from the chief minister through public statement that this is a cardiac arrest, which is not a significant crime. Although they said it's an unnatural death, they did not look into the aspect of murder. And now that the murder is registered, now new cases are being registered. I'm feeling that the family is justified in demanding a CBI probe. A CBI probe that the family is demanding is showing lack of faith in the leadership of Goa, which is ruled by the BJP, and the chief minister is the home minister.
Can I get in? Let me get in. She was a BJP leader. She's contested on a BJP ticket, and the kind of I dare say muted responses, and the manner in which the story has been dealt with. Yes, Vijay, you want to say something?
Yes, of course.
It's been muted. If someone was found dead under mysterious circumstances, there was a lull for about 48 hours. Everybody wanted to believe this cardiac arrest theory until the family actually came out. And you know what? I'll tell you one more thing. Our reporter from Republic Bharat, I still remember, was outside that hall where that post-mortem was being conducted, and that's when we broke the story of the family asking. The family had the previous day, Wednesday, they had asked, and the family had said she was being poisoned. She told us she was being poisoned, and there are clips. Today we played out that audio clip. If there was an audio tape available on Tuesday, if the family had written a letter on Wednesday, right, for 48 hours, how did nobody raise any questions, Vijay? How did nobody raise any questions? Even the BJP in Haryana almost was ready to believe that it was a case of, cardiac arrest.
See, the first thing is, I agree with what Savio says. It is a matter of sex, death and rape. But where? In Haryana or in Goa? It is in Goa that the focus is. Because the death has occurred in Goa. The demand for CBI inquiry...
I'll put Savio on the left. Savio on the left. Yeah.
The demand for CBI inquiry means that there is collusion happening with the murderers in Goa. The murderers are being shielded. And they are being shielded from the Chief Minister's side. Because he's making... I'm not politicizing this. He has made the statement. Nobody forced him to make the statement. And I think there should be no comparison between two cases. This is the truth is just getting unraveled every day in and day out. The police, the Chief Minister said that the police has been given freedom. What does he mean by it? Does he mean that they were not given freedom till then? So it means that the police knew what was happening, but the police did not react because they were told not to react. They were told not to register those cases. Don't try to cover up for the Goa CM. The Goa CM has repeated this statement twice of a cardiac arrest. When there is a murder, when there is an unnatural death, how can you say cardiac arrest? And the investigating officer even was changed after 302 was.
He spoke on Wednesday, if I'm not wrong. He spoke on Wednesday, right, Vijay? Vijay, he spoke on Wednesday, right? The Chief Minister spoke on Wednesday.
I respond to that,
He spoke on Tuesday and repeated it on Wednesday.
No, I remember, Vijay, I remember hearing him say on Wednesday that it could be a case of cardiac arrest.
See, there is one more similar case of a Goan poor girl.
Can I respond to Vijay?
You can. Samuel, you can.
She was found topless. And the Chief Minister then said that this is a case of drowning.
Vijay, 1 minute.
Subsequently, it was registered as a murder case. So, Chief Minister is in the habit of jumping the gun and covering up for crimes. And these crimes are happening day in and day out.
Savio.
Earlier, the tourists were dying. Now, the Goan diaspora is asking the ruling party's own leaders are dying.
Vijay,
and nothing is
can I ask you a question,
so what
Vijay?
Are you trying to say?
Vijay,
the center should intervene. They are talking about
Vijay, 30 seconds.
When they talk
Vijay,
about
30 seconds.
They should make him step down as Home Minister.
Vijay, can I interject for a minute, please?
Yes.
Can I interject for a minute?
Yes, Savio.
Vijay, in this entire section of information that you've dished out in the last 30 seconds, can I ask you one pertinent question in this entire thing? Okay? Yes. What is more important? Getting down to the bottom of the death behind Sonali Phogat first? Or is it finding out whether there was a cover-up more important? Out of these two, which according to you must be priority number one?
How will you investigate that when the boss who is sitting there is giving directions to the police not to investigate? How will you give them justice, the 15-year-old girl justice? These are only statements you are making.
But in that case, Vijay, in that case, you are demanding for it to go to CBI. You're demanding for the case to go to CBI. Is it not the CBI also under the BJP government? Then the opposition will say that now it's the BJP government interfering in that.
Are you telling me that CBI is going to...
I'm asking you a simple question, Vijay. The government at the center is also BJP. Once it goes to CBI, you will have opposition outside of Goa saying that BJP at the center is influencing CBI then.
When you are holding a position of
wouldn't
power,
that be the allegations then?
You have yourself said that the roots are in Hisar. There are many businesses.
Well, then that's the fallacy of the law in the country. That's the fallacy of the law in the country.
Connected to the Chief Minister.
That's the fallacy of the law in the country. If a sitting minister cannot be interrogated, that's the fallacy of the law in the country.
When there is a home...
Correct. So that's the fallacy of the law. There is a fallacy of the law. That's what you're agreeing with me, Vijay.
Okay. I have to go to the next debate. Vijay.